All right, well, another day, another new pit. This is the only other one in Unit 40 that I will be exploring because the smaller one that supposedly has a boat ramp doesn't anymore anyway. They've mowed the grass in a strip down to the pit so you can still get down to it. But I'm not going to bother trying to fish it. But this one here, wow. It's another big kind of like F-shaped pit. Got an arm down there with some brush in the end. This arm right here looks really cool. It looks like it has a lot of undulation in the bank there. Some brush, trees and stuff that's fallen over. Over here along that bank, same thing. Brush and stuff. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's the other arm goes off that way. But it also goes on down just a little ways past that. Wow, it looks like maybe there's something down there too. I guess maybe I need to check my field map, get the aerial view of this. But it is one that is not, it doesn't show the depth of it, obviously. And that clear water I had yesterday is not here in this pit today. This is kind of a murky thing, so. But anyway, I will be happy to take you along and show you what it looks like more up close and in person, and see if there's any bass that I can catch. Yesterday was a great day. It'd be great if it was like that again today, but we'll see. Anyway, time to get started. Oh, wait a minute. You won't believe this. It is 9:12 and it's overcast. I have no idea how long this is going to last, but my daughter had to get up and go to work early this morning, and so I went ahead and got up, and I'm out here early too to go to work. But off that way they had some rain. It doesn't look like they really had that much rain right here. But after I'm all done, I'm going to stop by the strip pit bait and tackle and get me something cold to drink and find out if Mark over there can tell me if they were lucky enough to get any rain, because man, we need it. Anyway, here we go. Enter at your own risk. I'm going to try some top water stuff here real quick. Top water bite. Look at this. This is so cool. I think I've established this is a pretty shallow arm. toss that out and just see how long it takes before it hits the bottom. See, it's on the bottom right there. And that's only like 2 feet of water. Not good. Not the bass aren't going to be in 2 feet of water, crying out loud. Quite on the contrary, especially in cloudy, murky water like this. I'm sure they'd be happy to come in here. Okay, so just doing an unofficial depth gauge thing. That whole back end there is about 3 feet deep at the deepest. And then about, well, where this dead brush is, straight across is where it starts dropping off. Right out there in the middle from the dead brush to this other bank is about 10 feet or 12 feet. So I'm hoping that that trend continues. Thin cloud cover, but we have still good cloud cover. So around the corner and start heading back down this other arm here. A close-up of what the banks look like. Some rocks there. It apparently drops off pretty deep because I've been using my Strike King 6X deep and haven't had any weeds or nothing. Now, as soon as I say that, watch me get hung up on a tree. But anyway, it does seem to drop off pretty quick here. So we'll keep on moving. I'm using this just to cover ground. There's a lot of shoreline for me to cover, and I'd like to try to do as much of that as I can while I have the time, because I want to see what this looks like. It looks really, I mean, with the way the bank undulates like that and some structure in the water, the only thing is very cloudy, so spinnerbait, I guess. Something that rattles like my head. Noisy topwater, maybe. I don't know, with it dropping off like this, I wouldn't waste too much time with topwater unless I can find a shallow spot like what I was in. I had a couple of hits on my whopper plopper when I was in there. Or swings at it. Look at this. This is cool. Little cove here. Trees falling over in the water. And another little cove. Man. When you have anything other than a straight line bank, I'm all for that. I mean, straight lines are pretty convenient for doing what I'm doing, because you can just go in a straight shot right on down the bank, cast it in front of you. This here you have to switch it up a little bit. Wow, what do we got going on here? See, this is what's fun about exploring. Now, I could look closer at the field map app and probably see that there is a little arm showing up from the overhead view of this. But that would take all the fun out of it. Cool, little channel back there. I guess that's where you'd find the cats. Channel cats. Oh, the rider stripe may be going on, but I still have my material. Maybe these fish have seen a whopper plopper before? Anyway, so there's that one little pocket. Definitely not a hot pocket, but a pocket nonetheless. Oh, this looks interesting. Okay. Hello, Cardinal. So, another view on down the shoreline. I think obviously the way that tree's laying is probably shallow right there. But another something around the corner there. And looking across the bank, it has the same kind of like neat little cove thing going on. And there's a boat ramp. So not a thing yet since this morning in the shallow part. This morning, an hour ago. But we'll keep on trying. Look at that. Yeah, I need to turn around, head into the wind, and toss my flopper plopper in there. Getting closer to the back of this first arm. And it seems like it's a nice deep pit because using my deep diving crankbait right off the bank, and I'm not really getting any weeds or anything. Alright, well, we're getting really close to the back end of this first arm. I tied back on my chatterbait just because. So heading into a very stiff south wind, heading up the other side of this arm that lines up with the boat ramp. Neat little cove right here. Really hit very many weeds at all with my crankbait. Just sticks, pretty much. Hope you can hear me over the roar of the wind. Anyway, I'm just going to keep on doing this. But there is really cool looking little undulations there. Some brush in the water right around this point. Really fun stuff. If I had all day, I'd be doing something different. So here's another one of those. Kind of like what was on the other side. Right over there was that one cove that went back. It looked like it had a little creek coming into it. This one here is a nice deep cove as well. Alright, so I made it out of that arm of this pit, boat ramp, and then here's a closer look at what's along this bank here. Oh, there's a turtle on the log over there. Not really sure how deep this is. I think I'll use the chatterbait along all the structure. Alright, so what I thought was that second arm turns out just to be a really nice sized cove. Oh, there's a gar. Straight ahead. So anyway, just figured I'd try a little buzz. There's dark spots in the water there. Maybe a weed bed. Hardy har har. I think weeds can grow in this. Chokes out the sunlight. Could be stirred up mud. Or this could be bass beds from earlier on. Yeah, could be, right? So just real quick, that was the area where it looked like there's beds for bass. The other side of this, some kind of low, like maybe a little channel or something comes in here. That is just like chopped straight off. This side over here, that looks kind of interesting actually. I did a depth test with my chatterbait and it still seems to be like, you know, at least 20 feet deep, probably deeper out here. But that good old stained water. So we'll go around the corner and see what that looks like. You can discover this with me. So we're coming around the corner of the other arm. Wow. Goes on back around the far bank there. Man, these are some steep banks. Holy cow. Anyway, this is that bluff. So this is that bluff that I was looking at from way back there. So it's just you know, this whole shoreline just sort of like that snake that got onto my boat, my platform, and then took off. It goes there, it comes out, it goes back in, it just sort of does that all the way down. Obviously they've put fish attractors in here, cedar trees, more cedar tree, and more right over there. Ta-da! The end. They did put lots of fish attractors in here, that's for sure. Turn around here. So it comes around this corner. There's a neat little pocket right there. But now the trick of going into the wind all the way back. So it's not a fish, but I just want to show you this cover. This is incredible. Big undercut right there. I of course have to throw my chatterbait back in here. But I'm still not sure. I think this is probably like an overflow for this pit. There's all that grass standing in there like that. If it was a creek coming in, I think there'd be a little bit more of a cleared path. I don't know. That is so cool. How does the tree do it? All the dirt that the roots have been growing into has been washed away on this side of it, but yet there it is, still holding strong. Fun stuff. Man, and still no bites. Here's a closer look at what I saw from over there on the other side. Oh, this is like a runoff. Yeah, it goes over to another pit. Now that's cool. But this is definitely overflow. It's not water that comes into this. So I wonder where the source of the water coming into this is. Well, I can't believe it, but I'm actually happy to see this. Boat ramp. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, well, that's that. A big pit, a large pit, and a very windy day. Sadly, all the cloud cover went away, but I was hoping that maybe that would help. But you know, this pit is an awful lot like the one that I fished and got skunked in, just like I did today. It's so murky, it's like a foot visibility, and I'm being generous. But everything down in the water is just covered with this stuff that doesn't look like it's conducive to life. Like it just covers it up and kills it. I mean, this is as good as you get for weeds along the bank. This right here. I saw no place all along the shoreline that had any kind of live vegetation. And the only thing I pulled up from the bottom was were sticks covered in that stuff. But anyway, not to say that there isn't a great vast population in here, but you know, and like I say, when I'm doing a pit like this big, I'm just going to use a crankbait for the most part. I did try chatterbait, and I even tied on a jig with a trailer and tried it around some of the structure. Oh, and also top water. Matter of fact, this morning, I had one bite right down there on my, something took a swat at my whopper plopper. Actually, a couple of them did. But that was it. But it has a lot of really cool shoreline, and I think it's a pretty deep pit, just like all of them. I didn't really see any spots that were real shallow except for right over there. And like I say, if you know, springtime, when the bass are spawning, I would say that's where they're going to be. Or maybe way in actually the back of both. Well, I didn't go all the way to the back of that arm there, but close to it. But it was very similar to this one here, where even at the very back, it still just drops off pretty deep. So that's really the only flat place. And this side right here is kind of shallow in spots, so you know, there may be a place for them to spawn as well. But anyway, this is the only other pit in Unit 40 that has a boat ramp. And I wish I could show you how far out that boat ramp goes, but in full sunlight, I cannot see the end of it. And I know that it goes out, it's about three and a half feet of water before you get to the end of it. So anyway, I thank you for watching. I hope that you have a really good idea now of what this pit is like. And it is Friday, so the weekend's coming around. So, you know, if you happen to have any kids that are really bored hanging around the house, there's lots of places right around this area here that you could take them out and do some bank fishing from. Not really here because, well, I mean, you could, but you're very limited on where you're going to be fishing. But anyway, take them out. Go enjoy the resource that we have here. And if you don't live around here, I'm sure there's a place someplace close to you, I hope, that you can take your kids out, teach them the fine art of fishing, and just being outdoors. It's a good thing. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and until next week, next adventure, take care. Bye.